Hello guys, welcome to my channel. In this video we are going to see about the muscles of the medial compartment of thigh, that is the muscles of adductor compartment. So in the previous video we saw about the gracilis muscle, and in this video we are going to see about the adductor magnus. So the link for the previous video is in the description box, you can check it out. Now coming to the origin of the adductor magnus. So adductor magnus takes its origin mainly from three portions. So one is from the infralateral part of the ischial tuberosity. Let me show you that landmark. So what you are seeing here, this entire portion, this is the ischial tuberosity. So this adductor magnus takes its origin from the infralateral part of the ischial tuberosity, and it also takes its origin from the ramus of the ischium. So here you can see this is the ramus of the ischium. So it also takes its origin from the ramus of the ischium and also from the inferior ramus of the pubis. So this is the inferior ramus of the pubis. So this is the lower portion. So this is the lower portion of the inferior ramus of the pubis. So this adductor magnus, it also takes its origin from the lower part of the inferior ramus of the pubis. Let me point out all the three parts. So one is from the infralateral part of the ischial tuberosity, and the second part is the ramus of the ischium. Third is, again I am repeating, infralateral part of the ischial tuberosity, ramus of the ischium, and lower part of the inferior ramus of the pubis. Now coming to the insertion of the adductor magnus muscle, obviously it gets inserted into the femur, but into different parts of the femur. Let us see one by one. In order to have a clear view regarding the insertion of the adductor magnus muscle, we must know some landmarks on the femur. Let me mention it one by one. So this refers to portion what you are seeing here on the posterior surface of the femur. This represents the gluteal tuberosity. Of course, this gluteal tuberosity is the place where the gluteus maximus also gets inserted along with the adductor magnus muscle. And what you are seeing here, this is the linea aspera. This is the medial lip of the linea aspera, and this is the lateral lip of the linea aspera. And this medial lip of the linea aspera, it continues as the medial supracondylar line, and this lateral lip, this continues as the lateral supracondylar line. And this part, what you are seeing here, this one is the adductor tubercle. This landmark, particularly this landmark, has an important feature, that is the femoral artery continues as the popliteal artery at adductor tubercle. Now coming back to the insertion of the adductor magnus muscle. So here you can see the adductor magnus has got inserted into the gluteal tuberosity and then into the medial lip of the linea aspera and also into the medial supracondylar line. You can see here this portion, this is the medial supracondylar line, and here you can see the linea aspera, medial lip, and this portion particularly, this is called as the gluteal tuberosity. The adductor magnus has also got inserted into the adductor tubercle. Now coming to the nerve supply. Like that of the pectineus muscle, this is also an hybrid muscle supplied by two nerves. That is, this muscle has a double nerve supply. Of course, the adductor part, it is supplied by the obturator nerve, but by the posterior division of the obturator nerve. Most of the muscles of the adductor compartment, they are supplied by the anterior division of the obturator nerve. But this adductor magnus, it is supplied by the posterior division of the obturator nerve. Then the hamstring part, it is supplied by tibial nerve, which is in turn a branch of sciatic nerve. course, in the previous video itself, we saw that the sciatic nerve, it divides into two terminal branches. One is the common peroneal nerve and the other one is the tibial nerve. So the hamstring part of the adductor magnus, it is supplied by the tibial part of the sciatic nerve. Hope you all know that, but of course it's worth mentioning that again. So the portion arising from the ischial tuberosity, portion of adductor magnus arising from the ischial tuberosity is called the hamstring part of the adductor magnus, and the portion arising from the ischiopubic ramus, it is called as the adductor part of the adductor magnus. Coming to the actions of the adductor magnus muscle, the adductor part, which arises from the ischiopubic ramus, it causes adduction of thigh, helps in the adduction of thigh. And the hamstring part, which arises from the ischial tuberosity, this performs two functions. The hamstring part, one is extension of hip and the other is flexion of knee.